Maybe it's just me, but has the world grown less appealing, less interesting, almost overnight? Everywhere I go, it feels familiar. Every place I visit feels like one I've already seen. Cities across the globe share the same stores. Train stations and airports blur into one another. Even people seem increasingly similar in appearance, behavior, and lifestyle. Everything feels manufactured. Originality and uniqueness are fading qualities. And the things we use to entertain ourselves have become repetitive and endlessly abundant. It's as if our planet has lost something essential: its mystery, its unpredictability, its magic. The world once felt like a vast enigma, filled with riddles and secrets waiting to be uncovered. Now, it feels more like a massive, interconnected shopping mall. Every place of significance is on display, like shoes behind a store window. Nothing is hidden, nothing is truly unknown. Adventure and discovery have been replaced by experiences that are packaged, marketed, and sold, like pre prepared meals in a convenience store. And so we begin to ask ourselves, what's left to wonder about? What's left to explore? What experiences still reach the deeper layers of our soul? In a world flattened by globalization, shrunk by technology, and stripped of mystique, what's really the point? This video explores why life feels so flat and why nothing feels exciting anymore. I remember when the world felt mysterious, and this wasn't some pre technological era. I grew up in the 1990s. Technology already existed. The internet was emerging. Mobile phones were becoming common. Yet, despite this, the world felt vast. As a child, I was awestruck by the universe, the Milky Way, distant planets, and the sheer scale of existence. Even my own city felt enormous, and beyond it lay countries, continents, and oceans that seemed impossibly far away. My father owned a book about North America. On its cover were the Twin Towers of New York. I stared at that image endlessly. It was one of the few glimpses I had of a distant world, and that limitation made it powerful. I pored over encyclopedias, obsessed with maps of unfamiliar cities, imagining what their streets, sounds, and lives might be like. Madrid, for example, existed only as a map, a tiny photograph, and a few facts. And that not knowing is precisely what made it magical. Today, that mystery is gone. If you want to see the Spanish coast, you open Google Street View. You can explore every street, every restaurant, every hotel, every review without leaving your chair. YouTube is filled with influencers who've already visited every place you dream of going, showing it to you in exhaustive detail. The dream of discovery collapses before it even begins. What once required imagination, effort, and uncertainty is now instantly consumed. Places that felt remote and mysterious have become products, ordered with a swipe of the finger. We travel expecting exactly what we've already seen. Millions have gone before us. Millions will follow. Travel still has value. Being somewhere in person matters, but technology has drained much of its depth, turning life itself into something increasingly commercial and emotionally hollow. Technology hasn't just changed travel, it has stripped many areas of life of the struggle and uncertainty that once gave them meaning. The Norwegian philosopher Peter Wessel Zapfe described this as spiritual unemployment. As technology shields us from unpredictability, we lose the spiritual labor required to navigate an uncertain world. Zapfe even called the use of flying machines to explore uncharted lands a crime, because it destroys the very experience of discovery. A journey that once defined a life has become a minor inconvenience we rush through impatiently. Consider traveling today. I recently visited Tokyo, a place once unimaginably distant. Booking the trip took minutes. The journey was fast, safe, and comfortable. Now imagine traveling from Amsterdam to Edo in the 18th century. Months at sea, disease, storms, pirates, the very real possibility of never returning. That journey carried weight. Its length, danger, and uncertainty gave it meaning. Today, we cross the globe in hours, yet feel strangely unchanged by it. And this loss of depth isn't limited to travel. Dating has changed too. When I was younger, meeting someone required presence, courage, and risk. There were no endless options, no infinite alternatives waiting in your pocket. That limitation made encounters meaningful. Today, dating apps turn people into products, scrollable, replaceable, endlessly compared. Choice becomes overwhelming, connection becomes shallow. We chase better options and end up with less intimacy. Traveling today reveals another problem. Every city looks the same. Walking through Tokyo, I saw the same brands I see at home: Zara, H&M, McDonald's, Starbucks, Apple, Nike. Globalization brought efficiency, but also uniformity. Local character has been replaced by a global monoculture. The South Korean philosopher Byung-Chul Han calls this phenomenon the terror of the same. A society that destroys otherness eventually destroys itself. Algorithms feed us what we already like, people who already think like us, ideas we already agree with. We consume more, but experience less. Han writes, one travels everywhere, yet experiences nothing. One accumulates information, yet gains no knowledge. One lusts after stimulation, yet remains unchanged. As sameness increases, our lives grow narrower. We avoid strangeness. We avoid uncertainty. We avoid depth. And so everything begins to feel flat, gray, lifeless. Instead of encountering the world, we consume it like existential fast food. And perhaps that is why nothing feels exciting anymore. Thank you for watching.